Up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. I know we're a little bit red in the market today, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm seeing on the technicals on why you shouldn't be worried about a longer term pullback and how this is all going to be a short term pullback. So, as promised, thanks for all love and support on X. I really appreciate it. And let's get into this. So, in this video, first, we're going to talk about the cup and handle that was made back in 2021 through 2023 that we broke out of basically the beginning of this year in 2024. Then we're going to talk a little bit about some MACD, stochastic, and some Williams R indicators. And then stick around to the end of the video because then I'm going to talk to you guys all about what I'm actually thinking is going to happen today after the market. If we don't have a rebound at some point today, what I believe is going to happen today after the market to springboard this market higher due to some earnings that we have on the table. Hint, hint. And how it matters significantly for really America and the Goliaths that are these two companies and the impact, the sheer impact that they have on our economy, especially dealing with retail. So stick around to the end of the video, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on that. And if we don't get a pullback at some point today, which I think we will, but if we don't, then I think I'm going to tell you later what I think is going to happen. So let's start out with the cup and handle. The cup and handle pattern was formed, multi-year cup and handle pattern on the weekly chart on the QQQ. We had this beautiful cup formed over from 2021 to the breakout in 2024. Beautiful cup, beautiful handle. You could also draw a handle like this, or you can draw a handle sideways, whatever you prefer. I know everybody does it differently. I'll do it both ways, just depending on the chart, honestly. But usually you get something like this along with a rounded off cup. So you had this breakout here in end of 2023, where we had that huge run from October, right, into the end of the year 2023. We had the pullback. What I always tell everybody, I always say 80 to 90% of breakouts on these chart patterns are going to have a pullback and retest of the breakout. That's exactly what we had. We had a pullback and a retest, and then we shot higher, right? Had a little bit of a pullback here in April, had this massive pullback here in August with that crash that was all surrounded by the Japanese currency and the Japanese currency trade and the craziness that Wall Street was doing with that, right? And we'll get into this on this next chart over here, but when you have a cup and handle, you measure the move from the bottom of the cup to the top of the handle, and that is going to be your measured move. So it's about 15,435. So you come over here, 15,435. We'll just call it 44. So that's a price target of about $563 per share that we still have not hit, right? We still have not hit this during this time frame. But if we look at this, we measured out the timeline of said cup and handle, and now it can always get there sooner, obviously, but the trajectory is February 2026. So predicting that 2025 and 2026 is going to continue to be, or basically 2025 is going to continue to be a bull year. And that's what I'm going to show you on this next chart up here too as well. So first and foremost, cup and handle, we still have not reached our measured move up to about $563 and some change. We are below it, and we are still below all-time highs. Now let's jump over to this chart, and it's going to look really messy. I'm sorry, but just bear with me. There's a lot of insight. There's a lot of insight in this. So we'll start one thing at a time. How about that? All right. So out of the cup and handle, you had a run up. You had a run up out of the cup and handle. You had a bull flag, breakout, run up. You had a bull flag, breakout, and now we have this pullback. but we were in this symmetrical triangle and we were holding strong in the symmetrical triangle. Didn't get the all-time highs, so I don't want to hear about a double top. Didn't get the all-time highs in a symmetrical triangle. The measured move of the symmetrical triangle is up to, let's see, again, you take it from the bottom to the top, 8,122. A breakout here would be 8,122-ish, so 580 something, with a timeline of 112 days. So very bullish, very, very bullish. So you have a symmetrical pattern. You're sitting, if we zoom in, this pullback today, you're sitting where? Right on the 9 EMA. You can look at when we have these run-ups, what do? Wick off the 9 EMA, wick off the 9 EMA. Up. Okay, now we got to worry because we had this breakdown through the 9 EMA. But again, this was that flash crash, really bad Japanese trade. Came back over, messed around with it a bit. Okay, wick off, wick off, wick off, wick off, wick off. And now we're at this inflection point. But not only that, is we're also wicking off here at this nice little volume shelf we have, right? So we came up, got over this volume shelf, pulling back down, now still in the symmetrical pattern and still in this volume shelf right here. So this volume shelf, we have a 476 up to 487. So I would assume, 477 might be the farthest it would come down, 475, somewhere in here to come off these 21 EMAs. If we did have a wider pullback or down to the 25 EMA or moving average. But again, I don't think that's going to be what happens. I think today is going to be the brunt of it, and I think we will move higher from there. Oh, look at that, Mobilize already back up, almost 10%. Sorry, squirrel moment. Stick with me. I promise. I'm gonna blow your mind here. Okay, so talked about the cup and handle. We're not at that measured move yet. Talking about the symmetrical pattern or symmetrical triangle pattern that we have not broken out of yet. Now let me show you the Williams R. Now since the cup and handle breakout, we had a move up here, and you see we consolidated up here while continuing higher, and this was from making higher lows, continuing to kind of go sideways at this red line. This red line goes all the way back, guys. Like, we're talking like years. Like, it does not pass this red line. So just a tidbit: whenever it gets out of this red line, you should be ready for a pullback. Okay. So yeah, these consolidation periods, but in these consolidation periods, you're actually moving higher. As you can see, sorry, I know it's a lot, guys. Consolidating, moving higher, consolidating, moving higher, consolidating, moving higher. What's this? Oh, we have not really even started consolidating. We have just began. We had the run up, just like the other two. Had the run up, consolidation, not a run up with that one, it's quicker. Run up back here, consolidation, run up back here, consolidation. You see these consolidation points over and over and over and over and over and over again. We get these consolidation points up here when we have the stock continuing higher, especially even more so when we get a nice higher high, or higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, continued upward, right? So that's just one part of it. We are still making a higher high right now, even with the pullback. And we're sitting on a volume shelf. We haven't reached a cup and handle, measured move. We are still in a symmetrical triangle. We are at an inflection point on the 9 EMA. And we have not consolidated in here and continued higher, which I think we will continue higher very shortly. So what else goes along with this, you say? Okay, well, you have this Williams R, right? Consolidation period back here in 2023. Oh, what was the RSI doing at that time? Oh, look, it was consolidating. But again, while the stock was going higher, consolidation on the Williams R. consolidation on the RSI. Again, here in end of 2023, 2024, midway through the year, we have consolidation on the Williams R. We have consolidation at the top on the RSI. And what do? Continue higher. This short one that we had, the last run up, right, to all-time highs, consolidated, less than the last two, but still consolidated. And then guess what? We consolidated up on the RSI as we ran up. Okay, where is RSI right now, guys? It's a little bit over halfway, the halfway mark, the 50 line. It's only a little bit over it. And we have just started our consolidation up here. Look when we started our consolidation up here back in 2023. I'm giving you guys gems here, by the way. I really hope everybody stuck around to this part of the video. I know they're a little bit longer, but I'm really detailed on this stuff because I really want to teach you. So look at this. Back here, we had beginning of consolidation, right? Beginning of 2023. Where were we? Halfway up the RSI. And then we got up to over bought, right? But then we went sideways and continued higher. Oh, same thing here. Started our consolidation right in here. Up, we're a little bit over halfway. Got up on the RSI, continued sideways with our consolidation, continued sideways with our consolidation. Up, where were we here? Beginning, up, only a little bit above the 50, and continued higher, consolidated up here, continued higher. Do you guys see the pattern? Do you guys see the pattern with the Williams R and the RSI? Okay. I really hope you see the pattern. Uptrending on the Williams R. We've just started consolidating. We've just got here. And every time this has happened over the last almost 2 years, and it goes way back. I'm just not going to make this video super, super long. It's already going to be long, but we can go way back and it's the same playbook over and over again. So we're halfway up, a little over halfway up, and we're just starting our consolidation up here on the weekly. So do you believe this pullback is some massive sell-off and we're going to come all the way down here and break under 400? Or do you think this is just a pullback today because, I don't know, like there's talks about like the reasoning is Trump and the tariffs and blah, blah, blah. And people aren't receiving Meta and Microsoft's earnings as well because they're going to be spending a lot. But it's just silly, guys. Microsoft and Meta destroyed their earnings. Like they destroyed them. Plain and simple. So you want me to blow your mind a little bit more besides what I already did? So you have the Williams R, you have the RSI. You see where we're going. That is why you see why we're going to all-time highs. Not just that, but what do you have here? So you have a MACD cross when we get up. You have a MACD cross of the 0 line when we get up to the all-time highs on Williams R. And then we continue higher, continue higher, continue higher. Have some almost pullbacks here and there. And then hit an inflection point up here. You see where this line is? Like I said, I'm about to blow your mind again. We have this line up here, right? Look, 1, 2, 3. It's bounced off 3 times. Comes up here with the MACD, lines up perfectly with the consolidation, and then what happens? MACD crosses back down, and we are back on the down slope, falling with the Williams R, falling with the RSI. Back up, we cross, we go, consolidate, climbing higher. We hit this inflection point again, pullback time, back down we go. And for a third time, continue higher, consolidate, continue higher with the MACD. We hit this inflection point, fall down, back down to the bottom, and continuing higher now with the MACD. Yes, it's crossing down, but I'm telling you, like this thing can go back and forth, and the week's not over, and next week can impact this as well, to where it kind of goes like this a little bit, like it did back here, like this craziness. We have pretty high volatility right now, so you could get some of this going on. But you see what I'm saying? We have not reached this peak that we've hit 3 times when we ran up and then fell back down. We are not at this peak on the RSI. We have not consolidated up here on the Williams R. We are not close to this peak on the MACD. And we are not close on this peak up here where the same thing is happening, guys. The same thing is happening on your stochastic and your trend. We're not close to that peak either. Not close. And still red over yellow, bullish indicator. So I gave you not one, not the cup, not just a cup and handle, not just a Williams R, not just we're still in the symmetrical triangle, not that we're just bouncing off the 9 EMA, not that we're in a nice volume shelf, not just that we have the MACD, not where it needs to be yet for a sell-off or a bigger pullback, not where the RSI needs to be and consolidated for a bigger pullback, and not where the stochastic needs to be for a bigger pullback. So you tell me, every single thing I just laid out is pointing in what direction? Higher. And that now is not the time for that more significant pullback. And guess what? We're already down 3% off this high. We're already down 3%. So we have another 3% pullback here. If we get down to about 477, that's going to be a 5% pullback. I believe a 5% because of all these reasons is the most we would actually get a pullback for. But I don't even think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see the max, which is right now, of a 3% from the high. Now, again, we have all these probabilities pointing in the same direction, which usually equals the outcome being what all the probabilities are pointing to. But I always advocate, this is not financial advice, and the market is a beast and crazy, and things can always change and deviate from history. But I'm telling you, if you just look at this, like it's continuously the same playbook over and over and over again. So that's on the technical side. That's what I really wanted to talk about. Now I'll get into the cure for this pullback. This is the playbook, and this all tells you that we're going higher, and this bull run is not over. I'll tell you, we'll make another video when I think this bull run's over and we're reaching these inflection points. That's whenever I'd be way more risk adverse and not trying to play these longs and craziness, right? So this is the first thing, and everything's pointing in the direction. I hope you see it. If you don't understand, drop a comment below. I'll be happy to make a more in-depth video, after earnings season on all these different indicators and how you should be reading them and all that stuff. I really want to help teach everybody. So drop a comment if you don't understand, and I'll bookmark it, make a note, and do a better video, more in depth on each thing, or whatever you don't understand. Let me know, and I'll make a separate, distinct video for that. Okay, drum roll. So the cure that I was talking about, and I know it took a while to get here. We are 18 minutes deep into this video, but when you're talking about the market like we are, you should want this to be a thorough video. If you don't have 15 to even 30 minutes to watch a video and get some great insight, and I'm not saying I'm an oracle or anything, but to get some great insight and learn something new, or to see my perspective or see somebody else's perspective on the market on a big red day like we have today, I don't know if the market's for you. I'll just be honest. So I hope you made it to this point of the video. I feel like I gave some valuable insight here, and I've been pretty spot on, with all my other calls. So, but whatever. Retail is king. The American consumer is king. The American consumer drives GDP and drives our markets. And what do we have? We have, and not just the American consumer. I mean, we can look over at China too, and this would be a bonus. We look over at China, stimulating their economy and coming out of recession. The world is coming out of a crazy inflation time, and interest rates across the world are coming down in most of the countries that raise interest rates, including America. We have slain inflation. We have interest rates coming down. You don't fight the Fed. Interest rates are going to continue to come down. And like I just said, retail is king. Retail drives the markets. The American consumer is so strong. One, we're heading into the holiday season. Two, everybody wants to be bullish about the holiday season. What two companies will tell you how the holiday season is going to go? They haven't reported yet. They report after the bell today. And like I said, if we continue this pullback or hold here and we don't get a bounce today, um, I will say I think tomorrow could possibly be a inside day. We really don't do much because Fridays are usually slower, lower volume, and everything. Um, Even if Amazon and Apple report dominating numbers, which I think they will, and that's my cure, dominating numbers on Amazon and Apple, and showing the retail is very strong coming out of this inflation, coming into these lower interest rate environments, and just showing Wall Street and everybody in hedge funds that, yeah, the consumer is strong. And Apple with their iPhones and their devices, and Amazon, the biggest e-commerce beast in the world, um, they're gonna show that, and they're gonna prove that today after earnings, and that is gonna be the reason, and that is gonna be the thing that really drives home, hey, we are in a bull market. People want to spend money, and they just crushed it last quarter, and we are now going into the holiday season, and people are spending like this before the holiday season. Yeah. And I just saw a story the other day. It's like most households are going to be spending over $2,000 on Christmas presents per household. Jesus. I mean, I know inflation's got crazy, but dang. So, yeah, here we are. I think Apple and Amazon are going to report phenomenal numbers, and maybe it takes tomorrow for Wall Street and hedge funds and people to realize like what's about to happen in the next quarter. And on top of that, you had Google and all the other Mag 7 names, Tesla, Meta, Microsoft. They all killed it. They're just being picky. They're just being picky. The same thing happened last time. Meta said they were going to continue to spend a lot. They were picky. They sank the stock. And then what did it do? It bottomed and then rebounded hard and then went above all-time highs. The same thing's going to happen with Meta. Um, Microsoft is a little bit more frothy valuation, but it's Microsoft. So yeah, drop a comment. Please like this video if you found insight in this and what I gave you. Like the video, comment. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking about these videos and the insight I'm dropping and my take on the markets. Um, yeah, let me know in the comments and yeah, I really appreciate you all for the support and if you made it to the end of the video, not everybody does. If you did make it to the end of the video, I appreciate you the most because you really value my insight, and I appreciate that. Thanks for all the amazing comments, and thanks for all the support, guys. I really appreciate it. Hang in there; it's gonna be okay. I think we got a big bounce coming either tomorrow or next week, and I think we're gonna hit these all-time highs next week. Is my prediction. So we'll see. There's no certainties in this world, but when the probabilities all point in one direction, usually you get your way. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys, and have a great rest of your day and a great weekend.